Welcome everyone. This is Joseph Nelson, and this is my YouTube channel, Next Home Network PDX. If this is your first time to my channel, and you want to know everything about living, eating, sleeping, all the varied lifestyles that are available to the Portland, Vancouver area, then hit the subscribe button and also ring the little bell so that you will be informed every time I make a new video. I get so many people calling who are looking to relocate to the area, and I absolutely love it. If you are thinking of relocating to this area or just need help figuring out where you want to live that fits your lifestyle, then give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or even send me that carrier pigeon. However you want to get a hold of me, just know that I have your back when moving to the Portland, Vancouver greater area. And now to our featured story. Next, number 5, floating home locations. There are floating homes in the Selwood area, John's Landing, Macadam. These areas are located, of any of the floating home communities, the closest to the downtown Portland and have absolutely the best commute time. Scappoose, St. Helens, Multnomah Channel. If you are looking for more remote living that don't have services nearby but are very isolated, then these are the areas that you should look in. But the big kahuna is Hayden Island and Marine Drive. And this is basically one big area. I would estimate 90% of the floating homes in the Portland area are in the Hayden Island and Marine Drive stretch. My preference between Marine Drive and Hayden Island is Hayden Island. The access on and off the freeway is much better on Hayden Island than it is Marine Drive. Marine Drive can get really plugged up because it's a major thoroughfare from the east to I-5, and there is a lot of industrial truck traffic to the west. Hayden Island / Jansen Beach, there's one way on and one way off. Once you're on the island, there's nowhere to go but Hayden Island. And as such, the traffic tends to be really light. I can walk from my floating home through the gate and to the Jansen Beach Mall and get just about anything I need other than groceries. There is not a good grocery store on Hayden Island, but there's not a good grocery store on the Marine Drive side either. In fact, there aren't many services available at all on the Marine Drive side. We tend to go to Vancouver for groceries and to go dining because it's so much easier to go north. We're living on the state line. When you're traveling north on I-5, Jansen Beach is the last exit before you go across the river. When you're going south on I-5 from Vancouver, Jansen Beach is the first exit that you come to when you come over the bridge. And so going to and from Vancouver is generally pretty easy and quick. And there is a Fred Meyer 5 to 10 minutes away on Highway 14 that we tend to shop at a lot. Jansen Beach has quite a bit of shopping. A few of the big box stores, Home Depot, Staples, Target. And Target does have groceries. They're not the most economical, but they're less expensive than Plaid Pantry. There's West Marine, there's TJ Maxx, there's Burlington, there is Video Only, a couple mattress stores, and then a lot of small strip mall type shops like AT&T, Picasso Pizza, places to get your nails done. There are approximately 30 retail stores in the Jansen Beach, Hayden Island area, most of which are walkable from JBMI. 15 restaurants, and a bus transit stop for both the Vancouver system and the Portland system. So you can catch a bus to either Vancouver or Portland from right at Jantzen Beach. So if you're looking for more of an urban lifestyle, one where you can walk out of your moorage and shop, go to Starbucks, etc., then the JBMI moorage is by far, in my opinion, it offers the best urban lifestyle. All the other morages in Jantzen Beach, Hayden Island, you are more than likely going to have to get in a car and drive. However, if you bike, the island is totally flat. There are multiple morages on both Hayden Island and Marine Drive. Off the top of my head, I would say a dozen. They all have their pluses and minuses, and these are going to be individual preferences. If you choose to live on Hayden Island or Marine Drive, one of the morages, and you have a sailboat, it is best to be east of the I-5 bridge because it does not lift. And then west, there is a railroad bridge that they will open for you with 4 hours notice. Next, let's talk about location, location, location. And I'm not talking about parts of town. I am talking about where you're located in the moorage. I'll give you an example. The Jantzen Beach moorage, more affectionately known as JBMI, Jantzen Beach Moorage Incorporated, claims to be the largest floating home moorage west of the Mississippi, and they have 175 homes, about 40 of which are located on the outside with an unobstructed view and access to the river. If I were to put a value on the slips, I would say 40 to 60,000 on the very inside, 80,000 or so on the ones in the middle towards the outside, 150 on the end. And that doesn't sound like that much of a difference. The problem is the ones on the end don't come available that often. And when they do, they sell quickly. Market time on floating homes tends to be longer than a standard home. It's not 3 days on the market like a regular house right now. Homes that are on the inside, market time is longer. So in a nutshell, market time longer on the inside, value lower on the inside, market time short on the outside, and value high on the outside. Accessibility. This is one that surprised me. There are a number of elderly disabled people living in JBMI. I'm not going to tell you it's ADA compliant because when the water's low, the ramps can be fairly steep. But people with electric scooters have vans that they can put their scooters in to go to the store, and when they get home, they put them down on the ground and they run them down the ramps and right into their homes. So growing old here is not necessarily a deal breaker. Weather. The Columbia River tends to be a weather magnet. The wind comes up and down the river. We get some of the gorge wind here, but not like Troutdale. When weather comes from the west, we tend to get pretty strong winds, but there's not much industry or town west of us, and so the wind tends to be really clean smelling. Doesn't smell like the city. We have a microclimate here. We get a lot of warmth or cooling off the river. When it's 90 degrees on land, it might be 83 down on the water. When it's 25 degrees on land, it might be 30, 32 right on the river. We actually have petunias and geraniums winter over on our deck. They don't typically freeze. Now that opposed to decades ago, there are pictures of Model Ts driving on the Columbia River, but I don't think we're going to see that again. Number 9, maintenance. A common question, what's the maintenance like on a floating home? Well, it's really not much different than that on a regular home, other than the float system, which we've already talked about. If that's in good shape, there's really nothing to do there. Vertical maintenance on the outside can be an issue. Many of these homes have a 4-foot skirt/deck around the house. So if you're going to get on a ladder on a 2-story floating home, it could be a little precarious. Most of the homes have decks that are semi-attached to the home skirt/deck with steel arms, and they move independently from the house. So putting a ladder on the deck and going up to the house could be very sketchy because the deck is going to move differently than the house. But other than the restrictions of access, our maintenance is no different than a home on land. Remember, if you're looking for that perfect place to live in the Portland, Vancouver area, you've got to call me or text me or email me or even send me that carrier pigeon. However you want to contact me, just know I have your back when moving to the Portland, Vancouver greater area. And until the next video, I'll catch you later.